त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our second session for Learn to Meditate. Let's meditate together. Hello, Ariane. My co-host is here. She was having a little bit of internet problems. So glad to see she's here to join us. Hello.
Hello, Rita.
Perfect timing.
Oh.
I was just saying welcome to everyone on behalf of Western Australia and South Australia to our second session today, where you're doing the meditation on the channels today.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's right, Rita, the 3 channels.
Yeah.
And what we're looking at is really learning some very simple steps on how to balance those 3 channels. Yes.
Fantastic. I am really looking forward to that. Because the whole I suppose the theme about this series of programs is we're going back to basics of just that knowledge of learning about the cell system within ourselves, which as we say, it's a discovery. The cell system was, can you imagine the depth of the people in terms of meditation and their connection to the divine, that even before science, before any instruments, before the understanding of the physical systems or the circulatory and respiratory systems and all that, they actually through meditation basically discovered the whole cell system, the energy centers and the chakras, and what their purpose is and what they what they control and how they bring about the balance of the mental and the physical and the emotional and the spiritual, that whole well-being of the whole. It just boggles the mind, to absolutely humbles, to think, to feel like just imagining that depth of meditation and that connectivity.
That's right, isn't it, Sissy?
Yes.
So we welcome Sissy as well. Yeah, she's. We are presenting the program tonight.
Absolutely. And you've been in Sahaj for long, Cici?
Yes, for quite some time. I got my realization more than 30 years ago in Austria, in Vienna.
Right.
When Shri Mataji came for the first time to Vienna to give her first program, so I was one of those first people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so since then I'm meditating, and we met each other also in Europe, in Vienna. Once she came from Switzerland.
Yes.
So, and then, became friends, and then life took us then to Australia.
To Australia together, and you are in the same state. Imagine that.
Yes, yeah. Ariane came sooner to Australia. It took a little bit longer for me to come. So she was first here.
And in Sydney, I was in Sydney first, and then I came to Perth, and yes, and our sons have the same age as well.
Yes.
Beautiful. What a coincidence. So Cici, you were the first lot of Sahaja Yogis in Australia that kind of then helped establish Sahaj in the country.
Yes, I was the first lot, as you said. I just managed to come to the last program of Shri Mataji. She gave 3 programs. This was in September 1982, and I just managed to come to the last one, and it was an amazing experience. So my life changed straight after that. The next day, I just thought, wow, this is it. I was looking my whole life for that, that feeling of that cool breeze. It was just,
it's just like coming home, isn't it?
Yeah, just coming home. I did another meditation at the time, and I dropped it immediately. I said, no, this is it. This is it.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. And what a difference in terms of, the way we used to share the knowledge at that time to how we can then share it now, and how easy. I suppose it also shows how strong the kind of, we call as the all-pervading power, or the connectivity is now in the collective sense, that how much more active it is, and how much stronger it is, that through 30 years ago when we came to Sahaj, we would not have imagined that you could, even though Shri Mataji spoke about it, she said, oh, you can put bandhan to people, and you did that, but you never kind of thought that you could give realization across continents, or across
the globe now with
countries.
the internet age, it's just now traveling all over the world.
Absolutely, yes. So I will leave the floor to you to talk about the channels, and we'll cover the energy centers next week and continue with the meditation. Yeah.
Thank you, Rita.
Okay.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Yes. So if we could have the Charlie chakra, please, Parth and Mitya, so that we can see. Yeah. Thank you very much. So I'll start to talk first about the blue channel. We call that the left channel. So the left channel, so on the left-hand side of our body, caters for our emotional and our desires, emotional self. It also relates to our past memories, but also to our intuition. And it starts at the level of the Muladhara chakra, which is the first chakra. The first chakra is connected to the Mother Earth, and it's also connected to the primordial energy, which is the Mother Kundalini within us. And the left channel is very important, because when we receive our self-realization, we are asking to have, with a pure desire, to connect with a primordial energy, which is in the triangular bone, which is just above the first chakra. and it's a sacred abode where the Kundalini energy is dormant before we receive our self-realization. So we are reconnecting with the primordial energy that is our very, very source of our being. So it is a very beautiful, the left side is very beautiful, and it expresses the beauty and the joy and the intuition. So when we develop our meditative state, we become very intuitive, and a gentle knowledge comes from within, and then we know innately at times that what is right. So today we will do a very brief exercise to balance those channels. So Sissi is going to talk now about the right channel. So over to you, Sissi.
Yeah. As you can see, the right channel runs up on our right side of the body. It's the sun channel also. It's called the sun. And it starts at the second chakra, the Swadhisthana chakra, which is important for us for our creativity, sense of beauty, aesthetics, and in general, the sun channel or the right channel is here for us, so that we go into action, so that we do our work, that we plan, our days. It is futuristic also, so we're living more in the future with that channel, or we work more with the future compared to the left channel, which is more the past. And this channel is very important. So if we didn't use the channel, we wouldn't do any work. And the whole channel crosses over the Agya chakra here in the middle of our forehead, and goes into the left side of the brain, which we call the super ego. It's like a little balloon which is filling up. Ego, yes. Oh, sorry, it's the ego. Yes,
sorry, and I forgot the blue one is
yes,
the super ego.
Yes, it's the super ego. So one is for the all the past, all the memories are stored there. It's the blue channel, and the yellow channel is the ego channel. This is where the ego expresses itself. So this means when we are a little bit too much on our right channel, on the sun channel, then our ego might also bump up a little bit too much, and then we get into problems. So the best thing is to just learn how to live with the middle channel now, where the Kundalini flows, and when she rises in us, then she will balances out both channels. So we need both channels. We need the left channel for our desires, for our wishes, for our joy of life, and the right channel for our actions. So,
and then in the center we get from the sacrum bone, where the mother energy is, it rises through the spinal cord. This is how we get into the middle path, I call it, the center of our evolution, our inner transformation, and this is where the growth happens naturally when we are in the center, when we are balanced. That our spiritual growth happens automatically, and that's the idea of meditation, is that we get connected to reality, to the present, and everything becomes effortless. So this is why it's important to learn how to balance the three channels. So when the Kundalini comes through the central channel, the middle path, the Kundalini sucks the left and right channels, and brings it in the center. So we only need to do a little bit of an effort on our behalf, and the Kundalini helps us a lot as well. Yeah, it's a kind of a collaborative effort. between our own motherly Kundalini, which is within, and the fact that we have to just do a few little
channels. So one could say the left channel is the brake, isn't it?
Yes.
And the right channel is the accelerator. So
That's
with the
right.
right channel, we go out into the world, we do things, we are active. But when it's getting too much, we have to put the brakes on and we go into the left. Maybe use the left channel.
Okay. So shall we maybe start with raising our Kundalini, and then we have a few little videos to talk further about those channels. Yeah. So we place our hand in front of ourselves, and we're looking inside the palm, and then we turn the right hand around the left hand, and then the first time we do 1 knot. And then the second time we go again around the right hand, letting the energy wrap around the left channel. We do 2 knots. And then the third time is we do 3 knots. And then we place ourselves into a bandhan. And so we do an arc like the rainbow, 7 colors of the rainbow, because it represents the 7 chakras. And this is already balancing our 7 centers when we do the bandhan. So this is already the beginning of the meditative process. So we have 2 short videos of Shri Mataji explaining about the left and the right. And then we have a very short video about Sahaja Yogi, who is balancing the left and the right, so to give you an idea how to do it, and we will do it together. Thank you.
Develop really the problems which now when they do it so much overdo it, that they develop really the problems which never existed in them. They were normal people and suddenly they become sick people. So in this way we have so many extremes we go to. For example, we are people who are right-sided and left-sided, as you can see here. The people who are emotionally very rich and who go to the emotional extremes, and the people who are more mentally rich and who go to the mental side more. Those who have any desire and just work with their desires and weep for it, and they are the most unhappy and the miserable people, and I couldn't get this and I couldn't get that, they are the left-sided people. The right-sided people are that, why did he get that, I must also get it. Such aggressive people are right-sided. Now, the people who are on the left-hand side think of their past. I was so very happy, now I've married this wretched man, I'm very weak. The man will say, I've married this wretched woman, or some sort of a thing. They go on worrying about themselves for nothing at all and making themselves miserable. So we have 2 types of people. The another one extreme case we can say is Hitler. Hitler was the one who was so aggressive. He used his aggressive policies. He got people who were dead, who were aggressive, and used them to entice people to become aggressive. They could not see it. They could not understand that they are not a special race. And they became such racist, which is one can't understand with human understanding, that how can there be a race superiority when God has created all of us? It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It has no meaning and no basis. It's not natural. God has created everybody separately in a different way. But this kind of a thing comes into the mind when you are identified with certain ideas on the right-hand side, that you are an aggressor, you are an aggressive person. On the left-hand side, as I told you, a person makes himself miserable because he thinks of the past. But on the right-hand side, a people makes others miserable and aggressive sometimes. Both sides are wrong. You have to be in the center, neither in the future nor in the past. So how to be in the center is the problem. By saying it or by brainwashing it, it cannot happen. For that, the Kundalini has to rise. But you have to keep the balance. You shouldn't go to the extreme of anything. Well, because though they appear to be very positive, can be very, very dry, very dry. They can develop divorces, they can be very aggressive. A time will come when they'll have no emotions. Even if their own child dies, they will not feel the emotions. They can be very, very dry. Now we don't see that dryness is a bad thing. We do not see that we are not feeling the emotions of another person. We do not think that is important. Left-sided people are the other way around, as I told you. But when they go to the extreme, first they go into their subconscious, in which they see what had happened and they think of the previous lives and all that. And then they can go into collective subconscious if they go on pressing it too much. Or some of the people who are interested in their person, all such base things, can hypnotize them, completely hypnotize them and push them onto the left side. Now cancer develops from the left side. Leukemia develops from the left side. Multiple sclerosis develops from the left side. I haven't seen one patient who has come to me as having cancer, having leukemia or multiple sclerosis, who is a right-sided person. And ultimately they can be epileptic, or they can become lunatic or schizophrenic. All those things can happen to them. The right-sided person, on the contrary, will get a heart attack. He'll get a heart attack. Definitely he'll get a heart attack if he goes too much with it. But first of all, he might develop a liver, very bad liver, hot temper with it. He may develop a pancreas trouble, that could be the diabetes. He could develop the spleen trouble, which could be a kind of a leukemia, which comes out of speediness, but it has to be triggered by the left side. So it is between first the anemia and all that thing happen, and ultimately he can get leukemia after that. And many children also become patients of leukemia because their parents are speedy. Extremely speedy people get leukemia because they are all the time acting on emergencies. Simultaneously, they are working on various things. Like you are driving, you are eating, you are listening to the radio, horrid news. Early in the morning you see the newspaper, all horrid things are there. They will never give a good news. You'll be amazed. We have been trying to tell people that we have found out solutions to many things. Please publish at least one line, half a line. But they would not. But if there is a calamity somewhere, a horrible thing happened, early in the morning you open the newspaper and you drop down. You become so much upset that emergency is set in. Then you have your breakfast, you have to catch the train, you have to rush up, when you find that the train is delayed, you start shouting, screaming, all things work out. Ultimately what happens is that your spleen goes out of gear. It becomes crazy. When it becomes crazy, it's a speedometer. It controls our speed. And you become so speedy that nothing can fit into you. And the speed of the production of red blood corpuscles is so much increased that they become malignant. But of course the triggering, as I said, comes from the left side. So sometimes the right side can create a condition for the left side to act. Say we have got prana and mana. Now prana represents the right side and the mana shakti is the left side. All right? These two have to be dissolved. Laya means dissolve. Now how do we do it? To dissolve these two things. They are connected with each other. After realization, not before. So before meditation, we give ourselves a balance. All right? Which side is more, which side is less. At the time, supposing you are emotionally that time disturbed, then you put your right to the left. If you are that time disturbed on the left side, disturbed in the sense that if your left side is frozen, then you raise your left side and give yourself a balance before meditation. Now, let us see which side is less, first of all. Put your hands like this. Like this. Are you all right? Getting cool breeze? Getting it? And this hand not. All right. Better? Are you getting in this hand? No? Something moving? Cool breeze is coming now. Is there cool breeze? Is it? There is cool breeze in your hand? Are you feeling? All right. So, once you have given yourself a balance, then the best thing is to pay attention to your emotions, to Manasya. Watch them. You can enlighten your emotions by thinking of your mother, right? Just enlighten them. Just she will solve the problem. Whatever are the problems in the mana, all right? So once you get connected with those emotions and you start looking at them in your meditation, you will see these emotions are rising within you, and if you try to put these emotions on your mother, as they said, the lotus feet of your mother, they will start also dissolving those emotions, and they'll become sort of expanded, expands. You will extend that in such a way that you will feel you are in control of these emotions. You are in control of them, and by that controlling those emotions, your emotions which are expanded, enlightened, are powerful. And these emotions, when you feel that way, then the cause of those emotions can be solved. For example, just now, you got emotionally stirred up because I talked about, say, these children. Naturally, anybody would be. Now, when you are stirred up with that, you put that problem of those feelings that are rising in you, that those waves of feelings that are coming at the lotus feet of your mother. So they get touched, say, by that power, you can say. Then these emotions become enlightened. And when these emotions become enlightened, they have a power to solve the problem. Do you see the point? As if they have reached the shore where they got the light, and this problem can be solved. Because now you are not in an individual self. You are in the expanse. You are in the samashti. And because you have entered into that position, that's why you have got these powers of entering into another person's body, to see the vibrations of another person, to raise the kundalini. Otherwise, you could not have done it. So for you it is very easy to do it, because I am also sitting here in person. So easy to put these emotions just there so that they get enlightened and your wish is fulfilled. Because emotions are nothing but wishes. These are unfulfilled wishes.
Okay, thank you for the two talks by Shri Mataji. And now we will have the Sahaja Yogi presenting the 3 channels, the balancing of the 3 channels. And if you just take your the time to join with the exercise. Thank you.
This is a short meditation to balance our right and left channel. Once again, pick a quiet place where you can relax. You can also put on some calming music in the background to help you settle down. Either sit on the floor or on a chair with your shoes removed and feet a little apart, whatever is more comfortable for you. Place your hands on your lap, palms facing upwards. Take a few deep breaths to bring in your attention and help yourself calm down. To balance our left channel, the channel of our emotions, place your right hand on or towards the earth. To cleanse this channel, we use the power of the earth. So here, we can ask the Mother Earth to please absorb any imbalance in our left channel. Let go of all feelings of frustration, negative emotions, fear, guilt, and worries. Feel how the power of the earth gently withdraws all pressure on your left side. You can put your hand back on your lap. Now to cleanse the right channel, the channel of action, we can raise our left hand towards the sky, palm backwards. Here we use the cooling qualities of the air and the wind to cool down any overactivity and heat in our right side. Every time you breathe out, feel any overactivity, stress, etc. being released and raising into the sky. Allow all your thoughts, your anger, frustration, any worries about the future to be dissolved into the air. If your hand gets tired or you feel more in balance, place your hand back on your lap. To balance our center channel, we can put our right hand in front of the bottom of our spine and slowly raise our energy through our center channel all the way to the top of our head. Place your hand on your scalp, apply a little pressure and rotate it clockwise a few times. Now raise your hand a few centimeters above your head and see if you can feel any cool or warm breeze. You can bring your hand back down on your lap and enjoy the silence for a few minutes before finishing the meditation.
Sorry, Ariane, your mic is muted.
So let us continue to keep our attention at the top of our head and a little bit above. And if we have any thoughts that are a little bit disruptive, we can place our hand on our forehead. And here we say, Mother, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Mother, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. If we can have a photo of Shri Mataji, please. And then we can raise again, like we saw in the previous video, the Kundalini gently to bring it again to the top. We can do that 3 times. Bring the motherly, gentle energy, motherly energy to the top of the 7th center, and then a little bit above, and then again raising the motherly Kundalini, and then a little bit above, 10 centimeters or so. Meditation is having access to the divine force within us, the divine presence within us, where the peace and the bliss is. So let us spend about a minute or so in that meditative state. And by all means, if you do have thoughts, just forgive those thoughts. Or forgive my past. Or forgive the frustration, whatever. Just say, I forgive. Not this, not this. the deep silence within you is like an ocean of peace, an ocean of forgiveness, an ocean of love, an ocean of compassion. It's all within. Shri Mataji has given us the treasure, the key to the treasure. So we have a small piece of music from Beethoven called Moonlight Sonata, with some wise word that were given to us by Shri Mataji. And then after that, we will come back again to spend another minute or so in silence. Thank you. So after those beautiful words from Shri Mataji, let us, in gratefulness for what she has given us with our self-realization, allowing us to know the beauty within, the silence within. So let us again gently raise the mighty motherly energy to the top of our head, and then a little bit above, and just let's stay there for a minute or so. If you could just have the Shri Mataji's photo a little bit longer for a minute or so. Thank you. And this beautiful music of the Moonlight Sonata. So much heart that Beethoven put in that beautiful song. So we can gently open our eyes and thank our Shri Mataji for getting us all together tonight on the 7th of June. And we just raise our Kundalini again. And do a bandhan, the bond of love, around our 7th energy centers, the chakras. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ariane and Cece, for a beautiful meditation. Just could feel Mother Kundalini dancing on the Sahasrara. Fantastic.
Thank you.
And, as you were saying, we're talking about Kundalini. I suppose that is that mother, the mother energy within us. And she has so many strands. She's like a coiled rope made of, 3 for the 3 channels, multiply by 7 for the energy centers, raised to the power of 108 strands. So as we meditate, that connection comes. And as you were saying, with that meditation, you get that access to that divine force within us, which is the Kundalini. But the more we meditate, the more strands that awaken within us. But then it's just so multifaceted that on the next level is also, as Shri Mataji says, that you kind of then get that power to feel the energy centers of others. Then you get their self system and their energy states. But then you go to the next kind of level, where as you deepen your depth in that meditation, as the Kundalini gets stronger, as that, the vibrations kind of then flow out from you. So you literally become that vibrational broadcasting service. There was this day,
Yes.
and so it's kind of that different levels of it that we reach. So look, it's such a beautiful, exciting journey, and we really hope that you can join us every week to kind of experience that. We have beautiful presenters like Cece and Ariane to lead us through meditation, who have had years of experience to kind of help us. And just keep posting your questions, I suppose, in the group so we can cover topics that you like or want. And
it is such a joy to share.
absolutely.
I get so excited when I have to prepare a program. I get a little bit nervous, but preparing, I absolutely love it. There's nothing more enjoyable than prepare a program, because it's sharing the love that, because Shri Mataji says we don't want to just keep it for ourselves. We want to share it with others.
Yeah.
And those who are open to have it and experience it, we're very happy. Very happy.
Yes, and it's amazing, isn't it, that the sharing actually helps to make it grow.
Yes.
When you don't, it's like a stagnant pond instead of a river that's carving its journey, meeting into the ocean. It just becomes like a stagnant pond. So yes, the more we share, the more we meditate together, the more that collectivity is there and growing, the stronger the experience and the growth. So definitely something to keep in mind.
Do we
And then more joy comes in also into our life, isn't it? When we share it, we have so much to give. And if you find someone who is finds the same enjoyment and it was just waiting for that experience, then we get even more happy, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It just
Absolutely,
increases.
yes.
Yeah.
that first instant that people can feel the vibrations. I remember a work colleague, when he was there, and used to kind of used to talk a little bit, I could just feel that beautiful soul and the open heart and stuff. And then we were at work a couple of days, I was talking to him and just kind of mentioning, and then he was very much interested. And end of work, I just suddenly felt, okay, no, put your hands out, let's see. And then, just doing that, raising the Kundalini, and then he could just feel, and that expression and the joy that you feel, that they could feel the vibrations and their Kundalini has awakened. And I don't think there's anything that compares to.
Nothing gives more joy, isn't it? Rita, nothing gives more joy than to pass it on.
Absolutely,
It's the greatest joy.
Yes. So thank you very much. Thank you very much
you.
for your time today. It's just been amazing.
Do we have someone in the chat, Rita? Is there somebody in the chat there? I saw there's a little. There's nobody there asking any questions or anything?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have a little lovely little song for the end of tonight's meditation. It's a very special group of people are on there. They're called Seven Eyes, Tanya Wells and her partner, Brazilian partner who plays the guitar, and also they were in India in 2021. I'm sorry, I don't know the names, but they're playing a beautiful song. Can you say it, Rita? Because it's
Pyar Bhare Ye Do Nirmal Nain. So these two eyes are just filled with love. Yeah. It's an amazing song of appreciation and that of love, the respect. But please do enjoy it and stay in meditation for a few more minutes, and then we finish the broadcast at the end of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.
सत्व है इनमें खुद को